Okay, looks like we are live. Hello, everybody. My name is Bahzad.
My name is Risa. I forgot to say
my name.
You
forgot your name. Yeah. It's okay. We're going to work it out. It's early morning here in Japan. It is September the 9th, September the 8th for many of you, depending where you are tuning into the world. We are broadcasting live from the Asian headquarters. Asian continental headquarters of Naked and Famous Denim, right here in Yokohama, Japan. My name is Bahzad. This is Risa. We are your hosts. We're going to talk about all things raw denim related. Some things non-raw denim related. Perhaps. You guys are going to get me going on some kind of rant. Who knows? But you know who's going to know?
You's going to know.
You's going to know. If you stick around all the way to the end of the live stream, let's check in with everybody. Let's see where they're tuning in from. We've already got a lot of familiar faces right here in the chat. Before we get things started, hit the like button, everybody.
Ooh.
Hit that like button now so you don't have to do it later.
Right.
And that'll help everybody know that this chat is live. We've got 8 likes at the moment. We got 44 people in the chat. Let's get it up to 44 likes. Let's do that right now, everybody. Okay, great. We see those likes going up fantastically. Fantastic, everybody. We've got BD in the house, the producer. Good evening or good morning, all. Tuning in from parts unknown in the Niagara region. Niagara Falls, Ontario. I don't remember how the rest of that song goes.
There's a song?
Yeah, Marineland in Niagara Falls, Ontario. There's a place that we should all go. Yeah, Marineland. I don't know if Marineland is still open, but it was like the Canadian version of Sea World.
Oh.
Fun fact, the whale from Free Willy was from Marineland.
I think you told me that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I used to... Free Willy. That was...
Remember that movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a VHS.
I did too. Yeah. Had a Michael Jackson music video right at the start.
Was there?
Well, on my tape it did.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you have it. Patrick Sanchez tuning in from Mississauga, Ontario. Awesome. Wearing my classic Slubs. Nice. Mississauga, Ontario. Great place to be. I grew up in Mississauga, Ontario. Vince Chan, hello from Vancouver, BC. Wearing my True Guy in natural indigo. Can't wait for the MIJ 13s in the True Guys. Good choice. And good choice for the MIJ 13s. Those are definitely going to be worth the wait. Oliver Anderson, hello from Australia. Welcome. We've got Cheddar Buttersworth, hello from Vancouver, in my unbranded jeans and a Naked and Famous Denim work shirt. Great combination, by the way. We do have a new unbranded jean. I don't know if we talked about that too much yet.
I don't think we talked about that.
We didn't talk about that at all. We
never talk about unbranded.
Yeah. It's maybe we should start talking about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But there is a new unbranded jean coming out probably by the end of the month. We just got the goods in the warehouse. We're just preparing some social media content, so it'll be a heavyweight nep denim, heavyweight neppy denim. Anyways, you'll see some previews of that if you follow us on the Unbranded brand Instagram, which we don't post very much there at all either.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a brand that kind of goes under the radar. We make a couple of basic styles. They run, and everybody seems to love them.
I think that's the point, though.
Yeah.
We just make stuff, and we have it, but we're not going to, market it.
Part of the... Right, there is no marketing with it. But... Well, not exactly zero, but, it's not as... certainly not as much as we do with Naked and Famous. But, yeah, it's kind of... I don't know if we're... Because of the price point and everything, I guess there's just less time that we can invest in it in order to keep prices low.
I guess so.
Yeah, that's certainly part of it. There's no...
It's not like we have a limit in how much time we can spend.
But there is no full-time, unbranded employee.
No.
Not even one.
No.
It's like we do it, and we make some good stuff, but it's not like a super daily activity. I got to figure out all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's...
And if I were to put it in not a great way, it's like on the back burner. It's like just, side thing.
Yeah.
But it is a reliable.
It's a reliable brand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you're looking to get into raw denim for the first time, or you want to save a few bucks, Unbranded Brand's definitely got a lot of great options for you. We did just drop the Elephant 12, but there is the Unbranded 21 ounce that's been a tried and true jean for probably this past decade. Great fading option for you out there. Anyways, we'll talk about the Elephant 12. That just came out today. But first, let's continue checking in with the chat. Johnny Crownhorn, great to see you. Genome Project, hello from Saskatchewan, Canada. Pedro, hello everybody from Kansas City. Grego, wearing my dead stock red weft Easy Guys here in Maui. Oh, well, good to have you here. I hope you're doing well out there. Charles Clement, only here to see when we're getting the Strong Guy restocked. Soon. Some will be soon. That's all I can say about that. Although I did just get a email yesterday about the black groovy guy. That is finally in the warehouse, so we just got to get them photographed and on the website. So that's happening.
Yeah, that's one of the things that just took forever.
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Melody Murray, hello from Tucson. Welcome. Jordan, hello from Picton, Ontario. A lot of Ontarians in the house. Welcome, everybody. Invis Ian's DC is in the house. Davey Boy, hello, Denim Geeks. Hope everyone is doing well. I think we're doing great. And thanks for calling us a bunch of geeks. Because that's what we are. We're a bunch of denim geeks. Philip, Edgezak, hey, from Pittsburgh, Xano Child, and in my weird guy Firebirds. A lot of great jeans options here. Bucharest, hello from Bucharest, Romania. Welcome. Yeah. And Arif is in the house. Hello from Chicago. Everybody's from here. From everybody, it's fantastic to see the Toaster Pilot. Hello from Wisconsin, guys. This is such a great amalgamation of people from all over the world. Rainy day here in New York City today. It's a rainy day here in Yokohama right now. We had a typhoon yesterday, so that was fun. It was raining all day.
That was an underwhelming.
Well, it was kind of the end of it, because most of it hit us in the evening on Thursday night, and then it just carried into Friday for us. But it was just raining, a lot of rain.
Every time I get prepared for a typhoon, I feel like it's just not going to be as big of a deal as I expected.
Right. We haven't had too many that have just nailed us.
Yeah. But there were times that I didn't even know about. I don't know if it was typhoon or not, but it's just crazy outside.
Right. Pedro writes, rainy day in Indiana as well, rocking my cells with a black tee. That's a good combo.
Yeah.
The cell denim. How are those fading? You got to post some photos of that. I'd love to see some. I have the dirty fade, and I need to know which denim jacket is the closest in color on the website. The natural indigo, maybe.
Perhaps.
It's a little light, but once you've faded the dirty fades a little bit, it'll probably get closer. The left-hand twill is a little dark.
Yeah, left-hand twill, dirty fade, natural indigo.
That's the progression. We probably should make a batch of dirty fade denim jackets.
Why don't we?
Don't know.
Don't
know. Hit the like button if you'd like to see some dirty fade denim jackets at some point.
It's such a no-brainer.
Yeah,
really do that.
I guess the big problem is that we can't make everything and everything.
No, I know, but it's
I wouldn't mind doing a batch, and then, every now and then doing a batch.
Yeah, left and 12, solid black, natural indigo.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Right.
Dirty fade, I guess it's a little too close to left and 12.
Yeah, but there are dirty fade, there's left-hand twill lovers, there's dirty fade lovers.
Yeah, it is one of our best-selling, fabrics. So
right.
We should make it.
We should probably make it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys just twist my arm a little bit more, and we'll see. Alec B, I would like to ask about your work-life balance with Naked and Famous and Wonder Looper.
Work-life balance.
So it's mostly work, and then there's life is just sleeping, and there's no balance.
Yes.
That's our life. we work and we sleep, and then
especially this week or this past couple weeks, we really did not do anything.
Tilt the camera a little bit. You guys might be able to see. Anyways, our house is full of boxes.
Oh my god!
You can see it goes into the hallway back there, but I can't turn it all around. But there's no balance. We don't balance anything.
There's just so much work.
Yeah, like scheduled dinner is just whenever we're tired enough to actually eat.
Yeah. And the only time we do anything other than work is when we make a commitment with other people. Like, we're gonna go do this on this day. Like, okay, that's the only time we leave our house or put on clothes.
It is Saturday morning right now. We have not left the house since Monday afternoon.
And not even we're not even joking. We didn't even leave but we had to go downstairs to throw out the garbage or pick up packages and stuff like that.
But literally leaving the property, we haven't hit the sidewalk
since
Monday. Yeah,
so is very sad.
Yeah, sometimes I see these things on the news where it's like, companies are asking their employees to come back to the office, this, that, and the other, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. And some employees are refusing to go back. I find that I work more from home than I did at the office. Only because going to the office involved, maybe getting more prepared, just, dressing up and stuff in the morning, and then the commute, which wasn't terrible in Montreal, but the going back and forth, that's sometimes time wasted or time to relax, depending on how you look at it. But here, because the office is our home, we are always at work. Always.
It's like getting, sleeping at the office.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that if I get a text message at 5 a.m. from not a text message, but a message from staff at 5 a.m., it's getting answered at 5 a.m. If I'm awake and there's work that is on the plate, it just gets done.
This is not our recommendation. We're not
I'm not recommending this lifestyle.
This is not a good balance. There is no balance.
There is no balance. So to answer your question, we're workaholics, and that's really all we know how to do. Yeah.
But there are also, crunch times and, for instance, when we went to Hawaii in May.
Yeah.
We took a vacation.
Yeah.
That was great. Amazing.
We didn't completely leave the office because, we still have our laptops and we do work and stuff, but...
no, but it's okay, get up and have a breakfast and go to the beach and go to the pool, and that was it. That
was our first time off in, I would say, 10 to 15 years. That was the first holiday I took since 2008.
Well, we've been to places.
Yeah, we've been to places, but an actual holiday...
Holiday, as in holiday we're not working, so don't bother us. Yeah. That was the first year.
Yeah, but we did work a little bit. To be fair, we did. The actual leave me alone, don't bother me holiday I took was in 2008. But yeah, I think there was a Dwight Schrute. He was like, I don't take holidays. I don't blah blah blah. I don't celebrate birthdays.
Mm-hmm. Or measured holidays.
Yeah, that's us completely. White Lightning, aka Aqua. I respect the workaholic grind. I respect the show Workaholics. I wish we were sometimes a little bit more like that. Wizard of 32 ounce. Hello from the bouldering gym. Wizard of 32 ounce. Garrett is getting all those muscles so he can move some boxes of jeans over to you guys. Maybe? Yeah, climb the shelves. Daniel Sagley, I'm sure I pronounced that. I'm sure I butchered that one. Sorry about that. All about balance. Yeah, this is like a teeter-totter like this. That's how we're balanced. Okay. Oliver Anderson, is it nice working in the same industry / company as each other? I couldn't ask for anything better.
I can't imagine having like a full-time job that's relatively demanding and coming home to spend time with somebody who's just not at all in the same, like, I don't know. Well, to be fair, I've never been married before, and I've never, had that experience, so that's why I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just weird.
I prefer being on the same wavelength, like, entirely. So that's I appreciate that the most. Okay. Pedro writes, I enjoyed seeing Brandon on the Tate and Yoko YouTube video. He was just machine gunning words at the camera. Great to see him go on about the elephants. Yeah, absolutely. He should be able to machine gun everything. He has also been there naturally since the start. So Brandon's got a lot of great stories. Hopefully we'll see him a little bit more on the YouTubes. He just got his Instagram, so you should follow him. Hold on, let me bring him up, and I'll show you what he's posting these days. He posted a good picture of his faded vulgar selvage just the other day. So let's check that out. Instagram, so that. Brandon's vulgar selvage. I think it's vulgar 2, if I'm not mistaken, or they might be vulgar 1. Anyway, let's take a longer look at that photo. Great photo. And you can see just faded beyond recognition compared to what you could expect from the original fabric, all the way down to the core. There's not a lot of indigo left in these at all. This is the easy guy that he's wearing. Great combs, just great fading all around. No, this might have been vulgar 1. This is vulgar 1. Yeah, there you have it. And some repairs here and there you can see. I think he had a back pocket repair also. The original pigskin leather patch. Yeah, you can see a back pocket repair there with his shell cordovan leather patch. So yeah, go follow Svarc, Brandon Svarc. He's on Instagram now, finally, after forever. He got with the technology. He got with it. And now he's all about it. So he posts a little bit of old school Naked and Famous Denim history stuff on his Instagrams. I mean, like, this is a poster from one of the early trade shows that we did back in the day, and Brandon goes through some of the stuff. You know, when we would do these events, where was this one from? It might have been a Nordstrom or Holt Renfrew. 2013. Wow. This might have been this customized denim event. This is probably Holt Renfrew, if I'm not mistaken. I could see the magenta color there. It's probably a Holt Renfrew event. When we did this one in Japan, I think, was this someone at this 10?
I think it was the
Hankyu. Yeah. Risa helped organize this event.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't working at Naked Famous Denim yet.
That's it. Where was this? Fashion like no other. I don't remember. Glow in the Dark Jeans, founder.
Wait. This is the event. Yeah. Oh, no. Event at Bloomingdale's.
Bloomingdale's. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then that one's Nordstrom. That one's obvious. It says it right there. So just a couple of event posters from back in the day. And if you're a real Naked and Famous Denim OG, you know about these baseball gloves. I've seen them every now and then posted on Instagram. There was one Instagram account that was just a guy who collects baseball gloves, and he was like, "What? You know, these really cool." He wasn't really a raw denim guy. He's just a baseball guy, and there's a blue one and a red one. I think they're blue and red. Black and red, and then Brandon has this one yellow one. So yeah, here's the black, here's the red. So these were some very early Naked and Famous Denim type, like, you know, weird products.
Yeah.
In the early days, we used to do a little bit more of this kind of stuff. But yeah, that was Brandon's got some cool stuff.
I guess we had a little bit more of time.
Yeah, that's it. There weren't as many products. Like, this is the first collection lookbook, 8 flavors of Japanese selvage denim. 8. That was the first collection. And then the lookbook was literally just, some fabric swatches with a little bit of fabric info. Here's a fun fact. So 18-ounce Big Slub, we re-released that guy this past spring-summer 23 season. So you can see it was part of the original collection. Here, logo selvage. This denim actually never came out. This became the deep indigo rigid selvage, we called it the deep indigo selvage, then we called it the deep indigo rigid selvage. But yeah, this was early Naked and Famous days. This was the fabric. Like everybody was really drawn to this one, and it was I would say maybe the most hyped fabric that we had.
It says 14 ounce there, but deep
15.
indigo rigid is 15. Right?
Yeah,
so
it was a little bit different than this, and then obviously it never came out with the jacquard on the selvage ID, but you can see here that this fabric really inspired future jacquard edge selvage options that we had. So I looked to this one when we came up with the vulgar selvage. That was the 21 ounce. That was the first heavyweight denim option. Brandon wrote probably the thickest denim in the world. I actually bought these jeans when they came out originally. I bought them when I was working at Holt Renfrew. He wrote probably because he knew the 24-ounce denim was literally just developed, and that was the heaviest denim in the world, technically. So Brandon sometimes early in the days would write probably on things.
Like nowadays I see a lot of 23s. Like I wonder if that was, and not just nowadays, but like, back in the days kind of things. Like 23 was a number that I hear a lot before 24. So. Right.
But 24 was the one that was like, it was like 21 was like, holy crap, 21. And then 24 came out, it was like, whoa. I remember like the buzz on the internet when 24-ounce denim was kind of in its early phases. So that was a pretty cool jean. That was my first, well, no, I had a 19-ounce denim pre this. But yeah, this is my first over 20-ounce denim.
I like the name was super thick. Indigo Selvage.
Yeah, super thick. We were clever with the names. Indigo Selvage. In the early days, again, the names were very basic. Indigo Selvage. This denim is still is still today.
It's still called Indigo Selvage.
Yeah, we never changed it. It's like left-hand twill selvage. It was just we just literally what the fabric was. Big Slub white selvage. Sure. This never came out. I would say that the spiritual successor to this denim was the what did we call it again? This Big Slubby crew denim that we had in 22, spring summer 22.
Raw cotton slub.
Raw cotton slub. That's it. So this was another great fabric, but it never saw the light of day. There's actually, I'm sure I got to tell Brandon to find it, but in the showroom there is a Big Slub white selvage made in an early fit called Boot Guy that also never came out. There was a boot cut fit in the samples of the very first season that never came out. Boot Guy, and that's it. Those are the original 8. So some of them are still around today. Some of them have seen have popped up in the in remakes. This never popped up ever as a remake.
It's kind of a nice. I was looking at it. The color is nice. You see a lot of white.
Natural indigo organic selvage. The color is maybe more. This is quite streaky, but I would say that a bit of this color is in the natural indigo selvage. Mm-hmm. So like we never abandoned like this maybe color tone, but the streakiness. This particular fabric never saw a re-release ever after that first season.
Detail very rare.
Yeah.
A lot of exclamation points in this early days.
There you have it. So hopefully there's some insights there for you. Maybe some things you never knew about. Okay. Sky Press. In another world, I'm wearing boot guys. Well, in this current world, you could wear Groovy Guy. Groovy Guy is a great boot cut option. Fantastic. You know what? I'm in the midst of a trying to lose some weight again. I bounce around a lot, and my Groovy Guys might be able to fit again soon.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm
good.
I want to get back into those, or I could just get another pair.
Yeah.
That might
a little size up.
Yeah, that might be the real actual. Yeah, I guess that's the problem when you're like just a little too big to wear a pair of jeans. It happens to all of us. It's good. If it hasn't happened to you yet, don't worry. Age will get you.
A depressing comment.
No. It's just you have to accept it. Yeah, there will be a point where you're gonna struggle, and maybe it's best just to not struggle and get that next pair. That other pair can be donated or, give it to a friend.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a stressful thing. It's like, oh, am I going to fit in this today?
Yeah, that's it. Jeremy Didson writes, any new Groovy Guys coming? Yes, we've got a solid black selvage Groovy Guy coming by the end of the month. So stay tuned for release information on that one. It just hit our warehouse this past Friday, or which is actually today for many of you. It's Saturday for us. Mm-hmm. Sky Perez, I'm assuming they're a similar idea, probably picking up Groovies soon. Mm-hmm. Bucharest, right? Is it possible to make longer belts, 44, 46 inch size? It is and it isn't, actually. With the super thicks, the problem with the bigger sizes is the size of the hide. Because the hide is only so long, and then, even then, the thickness of the leather is only... It's not... Because it's a natural material, it's not uniform the entire way. So, making the bigger sizes is a lot harder because the leather can get skinny and thick in some parts, and getting it consistent all the way across the entire hide, it's a little bit of a problem. So sometimes, anyways, when we get our production in, we have to go through them to make sure that the production is within acceptable thickness range, because sometimes you'll get some of them and the thick belts are between 5 and 7 millimeters thick. If you get 7, you're really that's the thickest they get. But mostly they're around 4, 5. But if they're under that and then they're over that, if the pitch is too high, we don't sell them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it gets a little bit difficult with the bigger sizes. Okay. Daniel also writes, great job on the warehouse video series. Like seeing what the boys are wearing. Yeah, it's good to see everybody involved. I gotta say, Vinny's outfits. Vinny's a consistent guy, but I want to see more from Vinny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when we go into the fall and winter, he might layer up.
Yeah, he is working in the warehouse, so it's not like he can, he can
have a fashionable outfit all the time.
Right.
Yeah,
but
he needs to.
We have
able to move.
Yeah, we have so many knit caps that we sell at Tate and Yoko. I want to see a Vinny. This one I'm going to ask him to do it next week. He always wears a knit cap.
Yeah.
Always. I want to see him. I want to see him model a couple of different colors.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I want to see from
Vinny. And
just,
explain, why you choose this one over that one or whatever.
Right. All right. That's what I'm going to do. We're gonna have Vinny's cap selection of the week.
All right.
All right. I hope to see that. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. There's a lot of guys who wear caps. Garrett always wears a cap-ish.
Not always.
Not always, but often.
Yeah, often. But yeah. There's everybody in the warehouse can have their own segment. I think that would be kind of a cool thing. Cool thing to have. The Raven, I love the new series, a new highlight to my week. Yeah, we're gonna try and have those videos out every Wednesday. All right. let's see. BD writes, my wife and I used to work at the same place. Now we work in different places, but in the same industry. All right. Well, there you have it.
Yeah. It's the best.
It's. I think. Anyways, so you understand a little bit more. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think it also depends on the dynamic of the people's marriage or relationships, because it's like some people just don't want to talk about work at home. Like they just don't want to have that like.
Yeah.
Always hanging over it.
Yeah.
Or like they want to talk about work, but to somebody who's not,
right,
doesn't really, care.
Yeah.
Not care, but like.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Stufu for free. Hello from El Paso, Texas. Welcome. Any songs you've been enjoying recently?
Ooh, songs.
No, I just pulled up my Spotify so I can look at what songs I've been enjoying recently. I have to say that I've been listening to two things recently. One is the Ghetto Boys, like a 80s rap group.
Okay.
Yep. And then also just like power ballads from like 80s action movies. Like you've got The Touch, the Top Gun soundtrack. It's all from the 80s. Yeah, I don't know anything new.
I see. I've been listening to a lot of like 70s, 80s music too. Maybe a little bit older too, 60s through 80s. I guess. I don't know. You just feel like, I think it's the nostalgia factor. Not that I was alive in the 60s, but like, just like, you feel like they put more heart and soul into
I'm going to say music. That they absolutely did.
Yeah.
Music today is not, sorry to rip on a generation. I'm just old, guys. This is the progression of you getting old. When you're 20, you think you're cool, and then when you're 40, which I'm gonna be in 9 days from now, you hate everything that's new because everything in your generation was the best, and that's just the way it's gonna be. And we were warned of that when we were young, and then we realized that no, they were also right, and I'm right. And then in 20 years from now, when some of you younger people become 40, you're going to be right. And so everything from your generation is the best. And I'm not ashamed to say that my generation's everything was the best.
But I'm like feeling like the music that like I was listening to in the 2000s. Yeah. I think I stopped listening to new music in after 2010.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's exactly
2000-ish
where I dropped off.
Yeah.
Yeah. The newest song for me is like LMFAO. Like that's that. You remember that those guys were really popular? Like they were just everywhere. I'm like, that's the newest songs that I can really remember.
Yeah. To be fair, I do like encounter some nice, good songs like in, Spotify playlist that I didn't create. And, it's nice. And then you just kind of listen to others in the how they
genre.
You know how they have like song radio and stuff like that recommendation, and I don't like any of the other ones that they recommend, and those are from the same recent times. And it's like, you know what, no, I'm going back to my old songs.
Right. Like new rap, I have no idea. I couldn't name a new rapper. Like maybe I could name one, I couldn't name a song. And like it's not that they're not talented or anything like that. It's just not as appealing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to find good artists from, because you have access to all of them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like back in the days, like who is like talented because who is just,
Right.
Well, part of it is being pushed, but.
Oliver Anderson writes, I listen to the same albums over and over. So do I. It's really, and I own all of them too. Like, we have a pretty big CD collection. It's pretty big.
Not as big as our movie collection.
Yeah, our movie collection is definitely bigger.
Really.
But like all the albums that I like, we own. And then, but this is just that Spotify is so much more convenient. And even though I've also ripped every album that we own, and we have a music server, and I still use Spotify. Mostly because it's just convenient.
Yes.
It's just so convenient.
And you have access to it anytime. Like, you don't have to, like, load it up on anything.
Yeah, I don't have to preload it.
Anything.
I do have a media player, though, that has our entire CD. There's, like, 500 gigs of music on one device that I have.
That was the dream when I was, dealing with iPod.
Yeah.
Gen 2, like,
right. Yeah,
limitations.
I have all of my music. Yeah. Now I have literally all of our music on a device, and I don't use that thing that often because the other problem is that, like, if there just happens to be something I'm missing, then it's an Android player, so it does have Spotify, but still, anyways. Yeah, Buster Jenkins, the new rap is really bad nowadays, in my opinion. Well, Buster, how old are you? If you're my age, then the answer is clearly it's because our generation was the best. But I just genuinely believe that. Like, musical acts, there are a lot of good musical acts nowadays too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There are some standouts, and clearly these are going to be the stars that are going to live, like, they're going to be generational stars, right? They're going to be here for decade after decade after decade. There are people like that in this current, batch. But
I don't know about them.
I mean, who, like, Taylor Swift, for example, like, she's going to be, like, Mariah Carey level, Beyonce level. She's going to be forever.
But she was around, like, 15 years ago.
That's true.
That's why, like, I just don't know any of the new ones. Like,
after her. Who is it? Like, who is a singer now, other than Taylor Swift, that is going to be around, like, forever? Like, Madonna is going to be around forever, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. Oliver Anderson, I'm only 27. I also feel like I'm turning into a cranky old man. It's because you're watching me. But I appreciate it. But yeah.
But 27, like, that, like, I think maybe 26 is when I listen to new artists, like, new everything. Yeah. Like, with, like, excitement. After that, it's just, like, sometimes you encounter, but really nothing.
Ooh, Nick Carpenter. Movie collector here, and jeans, 1,700 DVDs and 1,500 Blu-rays and 4Ks. Ooh, that's bigger than us. At one point, we dumped a lot of our DVDs, and there's probably, I don't know, it's probably in the app. I think we have like 1,600 Blu-rays, something like that. I just bought couple this week.
We only put Blu-rays on
No,
here.
The DVDs that we still have are still technically in the list. Oh wait, hold on. Let me check we have an app, because when you get to the point where your movie collection is so large, you need to catalog it. Otherwise, you don't know what you have anymore.
This is my
okay
number. Is it?
All movies is 1,616 currently. And we're sitting at 1,434 Blu-rays.
Why do I have a different number than you?
I don't know. Slightly off. But anyhow, DVDs are only down to 182. So
I wonder if that's true, though. Certain things we just never got around to.
Scanning in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's... DVDs, if we replace it with the Blu-ray, it goes out, or at least I try to get it out.
Try to.
Yeah, there's a lot of duplicates. I just bought another copy of Pulp Fiction, so I just bought the 4K.
And Rambo.
So these were all upgrades. We got Pulp Fiction 4K, Rambo 2 and 3, because we already had the first one, and then Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Those are all upgrades this week. So sometimes you got to upgrade from your Blu-rays. You got to get the 4Ks.
Never ends.
It never ends. If there's a better quality version of it, You gotta have
or
it.
better looking, like still cover version.
Yeah, right. Sometimes there is a beautiful package version. You're like, well,
it's like you can't not get.
I gotta have this one. Nick writes, DVDs are obsolete to me now, but I still have them. There's a couple of DVDs that I have just because they're not on Blu-ray.
Yeah, there was a lot of movies that I like, because when we go movie hunting these days, it's in Japan, and there's a lot of movies from back in the days that are like available in DVDs and like are very cheap, but I think maybe never came out in Blu-ray in this country because I've never seen it.
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes you gotta hold on to those DVDs. Because you never know.
But I don't want to spend any more money on DVDs. So like those movies that didn't come out in Blu-rays, like I would never have it.
Right. What do we got here? Hold on, I see someone in the chat, but I don't. Where'd their message go?
What?
Did I miss it? Alejandro Jomar. There he is, Alejandro Jomar. Hello from New York. Glad I could make it. Good to see you, my friend. Everybody go follow Alejandro. He's another creator here on YouTube. There's some good denim content. Alejandro Jomar. If you watch raw denim content on YouTube, he probably has been suggested at some point. But
there isn't that many.
Yeah, he's got a great mustache.
Oh,
curly hair, great mustache.
Yes,
great guy.
Yeah.
Good content. He was just at our Naked Famous Denim New York store.
Perfect.
Glad to see you here, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. Spencer's mustache writes, I don't own a TV, but you do own a screen.
Yes.
Yeah, TVs are like we don't have cable, for example.
It's not hooked up to anything.
Yeah.
But we have a
one TV
screen hanging on the
wall. But these days I find that a lot of people it wouldn't be uncommon for people not to own a TV, but you've got a laptop or a phone, like you're consuming your content that way. I mean, we just consume a lot differently these days.
I like it because like when NHK people come to my door, I just say like, no, we don't have TV, and they have to believe that
they don't know about the NHK man.
Right. So NHK is the public funded TV channel in Japan. It's not government funded. It's forced by the government for people to fund it if you watch TV. So the idea is that they have to collect their own money from the public, but in order for them to collect money from us, like the argument is that if you own a TV and you're in a situation where you have access to NHK because that's on the air, so like you have a TV hooked up, then you can watch it for free without commercials. So if you can watch it, then you must pay for it. Is the rule? The rule.
Yeah,
it's not the law, I don't think, but it's heavily. The rule. So what NHK, but because everybody has access to it without any kind of subscription or anything. So basically what happens is that NHK hires people to go around and make sure that they're paying the yearly or monthly fees. And back in the days, they would put like stickers on the walls, on the entrance to show that I have paid. It's like registration for cars and stuff like that. And I since we moved in here, I had like maybe 3 times that they come around because they know that I don't pay for NHK, and they'll just like come to the door. It's like, do you like you don't have an NHK subscription? And it's like, no, I don't. Like, do you have a TV? And I say no. And then they have to. They can't. They don't have the right to come into my home. Yeah. So they just have to like, okay, well, when you have TV, you just let us know.
But they're notorious for like pushing, like being very.
To be fair,
pushy.
To be fair, that never really happened to me before. So everybody who's come to see me personally was like respectful, and they're just like, okay, sure. But I did hear some horror stories, like people are just kind of waiting, like hiding while like behind bushes while like you come home and it's like, hey, I caught you, like you have to pay for NHK. That kind of story is common. I think more back in the days, but like now sometimes too.
Yeah. So anyways, that's the NHK. You got to avoid the NHK man because you don't want to have this conversation. We don't use it, to be fair.
Like I understand, like 15 years ago, there was nobody who didn't have TV. Like, whereas like now it's like it must be very common.
Right. So, anyways, that's the story of the NHK man. Okay. Oh, Alejandro Jomar writes, I still own all my old DVDs and also my old GameCube games because they hold so many memories for me. Before I was on YouTube, I was a hardcore gamer. I think
you still have a lot of games.
I still hold on to a lot of games.
Even though you don't play it.
I don't have any time to play games. But here's a fun fact, and maybe you know Alejandro, because you were a hardcore gamer or are currently a hardcore gamer. Back in the day, only in Japan, Nintendo released. So the GameCube, when it came out, the discs were they were tiny, and this is the same era where PlayStation 2 and Xbox came out, and both of those had DVD playing capabilities, which was a very big thing at the time. For many people, those were their first DVD players. Right. But the GameCube didn't have DVD, and was like, well, you're the only next gen, at least that generation's console that didn't have DVD. So only in Japan, with the Panasonic, Nintendo released something called the Panasonic Q, which was a GameCube with a DVD player built in, and it was like this beautiful silver shiny box. I have to pull it up because it's really neat looking.
So that was the official
Nintendo GameCube.
That Panasonic made?
Yeah. Panasonic Q, and if you're lucky, you own one, and they're quite expensive these days. So yeah, it's like this.
That looks humongous. Also,
it's a little bit bigger than the original GameCube, but it just looked very 2000s era electronic. It looked pretty cool. I wanted one, but then I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? Because it's like a region locked DVD player, and I was very torn about getting one of these, and I eventually never did. But nowadays they're quite valuable. They're quite valuable.
But it looks cool. Like I had a CD MD like music.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Like a player thing.
Yeah, like a boom, not a boom box, but a mini hi-fi system.
Yeah.
This is not the only Nintendo console that wasn't made by Nintendo. There was also the Sharp Twin Famicom, which is I have one of these, and woo, they're going for a lot of money. So this is a game console that was based on the original Nintendo Famicom system. So Famicom's family computer, which in the West was the Nintendo Entertainment System, and then you put the cartridges in here on the top, and then there was also a disc. So there was a disc part in the front, so you could play the disc system game. So in Japan, they had these floppy disk looking discs that you could load in the front. So this was a machine that had them built, both consoles built into one. So that's the Sharp.
Disc was the older.
Yeah.
games.
So like this was the Famicom disc system. So in Japan, the top part here was the family computer, so basically the Nintendo Entertainment System, and then the bottom part was the disc system. And so this is what the discs look like. They actually look pretty cool. And you would load the games into here, and then so that was like an add-on attachment to the family computer.
So like the disc thing.
It doesn't work on its own. It must be used in conjunction with this.
I see.
And then with Sharp, they released the Twin Famicom, which combined them both into one console. Mm-hmm. So you didn't have to have a separate add-on or anything like that. So that's another...
It's a lot bigger.
It's a lot bigger. It does look kind of cool. I do like it. And then Sharp also made Sharp Famicom TV. And they also made a Super Nintendo version of this. This is very rare. Super rare. It's a television with a Super Nintendo built in on top. They also had, I believe, a Famicom version. Yeah, here you go. So the cartridge went in here at the bottom. So these, I think they also might have made them in the West. I don't remember. Maybe I'm misremembering that. But this is a pretty cool and very, very rare Super Nintendo console.
Yeah.
Because
Sorry, what was the difference between the one that goes in the bottom?
This is the Famicom, Super Famicom.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so Super Nintendo and Nintendo. So there's a little bit of geek gamer knowledge there for you guys. But yeah, Sharp made some Nintendo consoles.
I see.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Back in the day. So the SF1. This is also a Dreamcast TV.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool, eh? Yeah. So there's like a Dreamcast built in on the back of that one. Anyways, if you want to learn more about, there's all kinds of retro game channels that can give you a little bit more information on that. But I'm an old school hardcore gamer, so I got a lot of game knowledge burned into my brain. Okay, so that was an off-topic rant. Okay. Jordan writes, I grew up in Tremblant. Any chance of a pair of Habs-themed jeans? I always wanted to do some sports team-related
Yeah, it
jeans.
kind of makes sense.
If we can get the license, I wouldn't mind. But my only problem is that it's a I don't know how many jeans we can sell. It's not like a baseball cap or a t-shirt where, that's a pretty generic garment.
Right.
Selvage jeans with Habs colors and, detailing. Are we going to sell thousands of them or are we going to sell hundreds of them? I don't know. It's right.
But it's like if we develop a fabric and then we just change
the ID,
the selvage color, then we can make a lot of that same fabric just with different IDs. It is a logistic issue. Yeah, because we still have to make all the feds, all the sizes, and that might be an issue. Yeah, but Habs,
red and white. It's easy.
Right. I guess it's not so exciting.
Red and blue also. Red, white, and blue.
But it also might make sense. If we made if we were to pick a sports team, then I guess it has, if we were to pick only one, then it has to be Montreal. Right?
It has to be. But yeah, it's, let's check it out. Here's the Montreal Canadiens, the Abs. Pretty classic colors. I remember there's a retailer in Montreal called OTH, and great guys over there, and they did some, Montreal Canadiens stuff in the past, so I don't know. It could be a thing. It could be a thing. I agree with you that it is a good idea.
But then, I see your point, too, because once you get into that, area, then everybody's going to be like, oh, make my team, make my team. And it's like, oh. Yeah. It's just...
XO Till Overdose writes, bring back the NBA jeans. I don't think we ever did NBA jeans, but I wouldn't mind doing NBA. And, it would be cool. Chicago Bulls colors. Charlotte Hornets colors on the Selvage ID would be awesome. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these, especially this old school. These colors on a Selvage ID would look so good. So yeah, I'm down with the idea. Maybe it'll happen one day.
There's different sports and there's so many.
Yeah,
teams.
And which teams do we pick,
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing, if Naked and Famous was a bigger company and we had stores in, every city, one in every major city, then each city could have its own thing. But, we have done this, the New York Empire State Selvage, for example, it has, the city colors, which are all, like, it's the city flag colors of New York, but, like, those colors are in most of the sports teams there as well. So, anyways, it's definitely a thing. We do have the Belle Provence Selvage. So there is a Montreal Tate and Yoko edition with, like, blue and white, so, like, Quebec colors. But, yeah, maybe more specifically Montreal colors could have been a thing.
And even if you're not from Montreal, like, I guess, like, Naked and Famous, Canadian hockey, like, it's...
It all comes together.
Like that, yeah.
Okay. BD writes, weird jean brain fact. I heard a cleaning spray sprayed 5 times. I said to my wife, hey, I think that's how many times a scratch direction in the videos. She knows the videos and was like, weirdo. I heard a cleaning spray sprayed 5 times, so that's how many scratches there are in the scratch. Is that?
Yeah.
It is. It is 5. Yeah. I didn't even realize that. That is some
really deep... Yeah.
Really deep in your brain. So it's a brain worm at that point. Okay, $7.99 writes, do you have a sample of the snowy denim to show off? I do not, but I'm gonna request the HQ send me a couple more samples of things that I don't have. So I'm gonna get the Elvira jeans soon. I'll get the snowy, and then there's a couple of other small release items that I'm gonna have them send over as well. So in the next couple of weeks, you'll see it. Although one thing to note is that October, we're going to do the release of the Elvira. Friday the 13th. Makes sense. Friday, October the 13th, you can expect some Elvira action.
It's coming up so quickly.
Coming up quickly. Let me see if I can find some photographs that I can at least share with you guys, because you guys are so nice. You guys are such nice people, and I have to show this off to you. Because that's why we're here. We're here to preview product. We're here to look at some fine jeans, and I'm here to share it with you fine people. So Elvira, for you don't know, for me who English speak no good, is going to be the next release part of the Naked and Famous Denim ongoing Halloween, spooky horror themed items.
Is this the first time we're showing
I
Elvira?
don't know. This might be.
Yeah.
This may very well be the first time that we're showing it off. We need to have the archivist tell us and let us know. But I'm just organizing the photographs here for a second. They're not in the right order. There we go. That. Okay, so let's do it. Here it is, guys. We're going to go to the Elvira. So this is the Elvira Mistress of the Dark Denim preview. Dark indigo, slubby, tonal thread. Take a look at it. You got that purple weft. So you got that dark indigo with the purple tone. Let's see if we can get up close with that. You can see it. Oh, that's a great way to show it off. You can see the purple coming through the front face of the fabric quite nicely. You can see the high and low points of the indigo. You can see the thinner parts of the cotton here. You can see the thicker parts over there. So a beautiful, slubby, textured denim. We get into it. There's a fit pick. I think we're looking at the weird guy right here. Looks great. You got that purple cuff. And then let's get, there's the back side right there. Get up and close. You can see it here. You've got that purple and black. Sorry, is it purple and black? It might be purple and indigo. I have to double check that one. But great close up here. You got the exposed selvage coin pocket. Is it indigo? Might be indigo.
It
looks indigo. So so indigo with purple and indigo. You can see the low tension weave here. Just a beautiful textured denim with just that sultry, combination of indigo and purple. It gives you like that blackish, anyways, midnighty color. And then the leather patch. You've got Elvira here on the veg tan, and this is a black stamp. So this will fade over time as well. So if you don't want it to fade as much, maybe avoid the washing machine. But we might have a few extras if an accident were to occur at some point. You might be able to get a replacement if we have some extras hanging around. So this is going to be the Elvira denim. You're going to be able to get these only at Naked and Famous Denim NYC and Tate and Yoko. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and Naked and Famous Denim together at last to continue on the tradition of our horror-themed denim collection.
Yeah, and we have a pocket bag action that we don't have a picture for.
Oh, right. There is a beautiful pocket bag as well. It is gonna look like a vintage Elvira t-shirt with the portrait of Elvira on the inside. It looks really neat. Weight-wise, 16 ounce. 16 ounce sinister and slubby Japanese selvage denim, eerie indigo exterior warp, seductive purple interior weft. Feel like a creature of the night wherever you go. So we've got Elvira here on her macabre mobile.
The art is great.
The art is great. It was done by our good friend Andy Belanger, famed comic book artist and professional wrestler. Andy Belanger, he did a beautiful artwork here for us, and you can see it duplicated here on the leather patch. There you go. So that's the Elvira denim coming Friday, October the 13th. What better release date than that? So coming very soon. Writes W5, writes Jimi Hendrix Purple Haze Selvage. Certainly looks like that. David Dixon, that purple looks great. I think so as well. There's another purple weft option coming in.
Of purple, we got. Don't forget, this will come before.
Maybe a week before. So there's another purple option coming, and that is
Giorno,
Giovanna.
This is more of like a lighter shade of purple, like a little pinkish.
Yes.
But
we're going purple crazy.
Purple is a good weft color.
It really pairs well with indigo, and the exterior indigo on this one is a little bit more like natural indigo-y color. Yeah. It's not as dark as the Elvira denim. So at some point we'll do a comparison so you can see. But this one is coming soon as well. Purple is my favorite color. Oh my God, my wallet. Oliver Anderson, prepare yourself.
Yeah. And this one is a contrast stitching, and it's 12 ounce, 12 and a half.
12 and a half ounce.
Like that. Yeah. So it's a little different version. Yeah. Similar idea, but different.
Yeah. Oliver Anderson, I'm getting married on the 21st of October. Can my wallet handle this? You focus on that marriage, my friend. Yeah. You focus on that wedding. Don't screw it up. Okay? Marriage is number one.
It's not going to be a good start to your marriage if you just...
don't make your significant other angry before the wedding. It's not good policy. Alejandro writes, I'm so hyped about the JoJo Love Guys. Part 3 is still my favorite. I think Part 3 is everybody's favorite. Stardust Crusaders.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know.
I think so. Okay. Pedro writes, Elvira in the True Guy. Yes, Elvira will be available in the True Guy. Price range, I think they're $225. Reese's going to double check for us here. They're either $198 or $225, something like that. In that ballpark. That's kind of where a lot of the new jeans that we're making are ballparked around. So just be aware of that. Okay. Philip writes, after Easy Guy, that were a little too big, and weird guys that are a little too snug in the yoke. I'm loving my True Guy Elephant 11s. Well, fantastic. Oh, you know what? Another thing about just fits in general and getting older is that sometimes a fit that we liked isn't a fit that works with us forever. Sometimes it is.
Right.
But sometimes you just need a little bit of a change. And the True Guy, I feel, for a lot of guys is that change. And I also think that just in general, as the wider legs become a little bit more mainstream, and there's more, more apparel in general being, paired up with it. You're seeing more and more outfits. And you don't feel like somebody, for a long time, like, if you weren't wearing skinny bottoms, like, right, you stood out. So, you're not standing out anymore. Sometimes that kind of thing makes you feel weird, but the wider leg, especially with boots or, like, bigger sneakers, great option. I mean, I'm all about the True Guy. That's what I've been wearing for a long time. It's my baby. It's here.
It's your baby.
It's my baby. How
do I spell over? Oh.
Yeah, EL. Elvira. Do you have a release date set for other JoJo's?
2/28.
2/28. So 2/28 on the Elviras. Do you have a release date for the JoJo's as well? We're hoping to have it out, the first batch on the 29th, and then the second batch on the 6th of October. That is the tentative release date. That is all based on how much content we can create between that time. So there's this fall, I don't think we've never had a fall like this before.
Yeah.
The JoJo's got delayed a lot. Realistically, they were supposed to originally come out last year, and then there was some amount of delays. And then this past spring, we were hoping to release them. I was really hoping to release them around July. And then that got pushed again. And then now everything is in stock in the warehouse, and we're going to have them out in this fall. But as we also have our main fall collection, like it kind of jumbled into there as well. So there's just so many things coming out, a lot of content we got to create, and we got to make sure that we have all that information out for you, so that you know what you're getting, the story behind every item that we're putting out there.
It is crazy.
Yeah,
non-stop until basically Christmas time, I guess.
I think it's more like death. It's non-stop until we die, and then when we die, even our ghosts won't have a day off. Yeah, but yeah. From now until Christmas, even then, then we're just preparing for spring, and then and then by the time December rolls around, we're preparing for spring releases, and then we're also preparing for fall winter 24, trade show stuff. So it's just, there's only one escape, guys.
What?
I'm not gonna say it.
Death?
Yeah. Oh. What's the difference between True Guy and Strong Guy? Strong Guy is a wider leg all around.
Yeah.
So True Guy is more of like a modern straight leg, and the Strong Guy is more like a classic heritage style straight leg, so wide, or like a baggy jean. I was thinking the other day of making a fit called Lazy Guy. I don't know. I don't know. In Japan here, sometimes you see these guys and they got these really, really baggy jeans. They taper just a little bit. And they look cool on them. They really look cool.
Yeah.
It's like young guys, and but even older guys wear it. There's just like this really baggy look that is out here in Japan.
Like, Japan has been baggy, oversized for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just it's crazy how long this has been going.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There are though, we have to think about what would look good with our product line.
Right. Because those jeans are so baggy, but they also wear super oversized shirts. Everything's really big.
Yeah, and it's kind of trendy, so I don't know if we
it,
want to get into that so much.
Yeah, it's very much an aesthetic, but sometimes I see these guys, I'm like, man, you look cool. We should make jeans like that.
Yeah, but then like they're wearing big, and like again, like when it comes to like our product lineup, like people tend to like just get this smallest size they can fit into, and that nobody buys like oversized baggy things. So it's kind of hard. Like it's not like there's like brands that are just making tons of like. There are tons of brands making oversized clothing, but it's like a lot of the times what those guys are wearing are just, bigger things that are made a while ago.
Right. Yeah. Maybe we just make them in like 4 sizes, like 30, 32, 34, 38. That's it. Or like 2 sizes, 32...
And
38. Yeah.
38. Yeah. If you're over 32, you have to wear 38. That's funny.
Alejandro writes, I would buy Lazy Guy in a heartbeat. Right. It's
But
it is. So, he writes, it's a very specific customer. It's a very specific customer.
Yeah, but so like if you're that customer, what you can do is buy like 2 sizes, 3 sizes up in Strong Guy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Nelson, big difference between baggy and oversized. Yeah. I mean, baggy is one thing. The Japanese oversized is really, like, you think that Yohji Yamamoto, like, really flowy, like, big. Everything's big. Like, a shirt like this would be, it would be hanging off my shoulders, like to the right sleeve length, and then like the body would be quite long and big as well. It's definitely an aesthetic. But yeah.
But I mean, like, I know what you mean. Like, I know what the difference is, but sometimes it's the same. Sometimes it is the same, where you're wearing baggy clothing that creates an oversized outfit.
Yeah. That's true. Okay. Joel Farrell writes, I saw that Raised by Wolves released their Fall Winter 23 collection. Anytime I'm on that collab dropping, my first and favorite jeans have been the F off selvage. No release date yet, but there is going to be a Raised by Wolves Naked Famous Denim 15-year anniversary. It's their 15-year anniversary. It's also our 15-year anniversary. There is a Naked and Famous Denim 15-year anniversary jean coming this year, so stay tuned for that. But
I forgot about that for a second. Yeah.
We are doing a Raised by Wolves 15-year anniversary collection. It's going to be some jeans and a chore coat, and it will feature that F off selvage, along the selvage ID. There's going to be a jacket. In fact, there's going to be a chore coat and some jeans. So we have them. They're in stock, but we haven't set the release date yet. We are doing a photo shoot with the Raised by Wolves team soon. So once we have all of that wrapped up, we're gonna make the formal announcement and give you a release date. But it's coming this fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how crazy it is that like our 15-year anniversary is this year, so 2023.
Yeah.
But like that jean had to be pushed all the way back to the back of the the end of the year in order for us to get everything out.
Yeah, it's
such a jam-packed year.
One of the interesting things like with our relationship with Raised by Wolves is when I moved to Montreal, Pete, who's one of the founders of Raised by Wolves, and his girlfriend or Kat were the first people that I met in Montreal. Like I had just started at Naked and Famous. I literally just met these two. Pete was working at either Hypebeast or High Snobiety at the time, but he was a writer. He's been around. And he had his brand Raised by Wolves, and we just became friends from there. And we've been friends. They even came to our wedding. They came to Japan for our wedding, and they were I don't know. It was just a fun meeting of worlds, and we've always been pretty close. And Naked Famous Denim and Raised by Wolves, like they're from Ottawa. They moved to Montreal. They're based out of Montreal for a while. Then they're back to Ottawa. Just a Canadian, like, holding it down for the Canadian, like, streetwear world. And yeah, we've carried Raised by Wolves in the shop for many years now. That first collaboration was fire. It was amazing. But yeah, we're happy to have this one coming out. The next one looks really nice. I don't want to tease. Yeah. I can't tease the photos because like they're not like we haven't showed them. I'm gonna let I'm not gonna do it before them, but it's gonna be a good one. White Lightning, aka Aqua. Shout out to High Snobiety. Back in the day, I'm not like saying we're like super good friends with the owners of High Snobiety or anything, but like we've been to like me and Brandon and like we've been to dinner with them like a few times. Like we used to hang out with them, and then even like the owner of Hypebeast at one point, like in Paris, we used to go to dinner with them with specifically the owner of Hypebeast like a few times. Yeah, they're very much bigger organizations now. But it's amazing to watch. Like, yeah, I feel like they were big then, but maybe quite approachable. But like now they're big. Mm-hmm. They're in another stratosphere, and it's just kind of interesting the characters that we've crossed paths with over the years. But I would say that a lot of that stuff happened early Naked and Famous Denim days, like maybe the first 6 years of our existence. But like since then, I've lost like I have no connection to like what's going. I don't know if people are reading these blogs as much as they used to, right? I get the sense that they don't.
No. Yeah. I mean, nobody reads anymore, I think.
Well, nobody goes to websites anymore. Yeah. Right? Everything is on Instagram.
Yeah, they read the paragraphs that they post on Instagram or, whatever. Like, sometimes I read on their platform linked from, like, Google News or whatever, things like that. But I don't, like, unless it's linked. Like, I don't go on their website to see what the news are.
Right.
The news gets suggested to me.
Right. Yeah, I have not, this might be a matter of just not having the time really, but like, I don't go on websites anymore. Mm-hmm. Stores that I shop at, yeah, but yeah, I used to have a full bookmarks. Oh, these are all the websites that I check every day. I'm like, I haven't done that in forever, like a long time.
Says, can confirm reading is dead.
Reading is dead. I found Naked and Famous from YouTube. But you're right, BL. Reading is dead.
Yeah.
Audiobooks are here. Wouldn't
even the people who used to love reading are half the time they're listening to their books.
But sometimes I just prefer having the author or a familiar voice read the book to me.
Of course, you always prefer that. Yeah. You're not a big reader.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big reader at all.
But it's just the convenience of consuming what's on the book, like knowing the contents of the book while you wash dishes or like do something that takes time that really doesn't take your brain.
Right.
It's just such a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Junior writes, I found Naked and Famous from Michael Malice's podcast. Well, fantastic.
Wow.
I'm hoping great. Michael visits Japan.
That would be cool.
I've been talking to him about that. But yeah, even Michael, like I read all of his books. I have them all, and they're all on audiobook format.
I have not seen you. Like, I can't remember the last book I read cover to cover, but I have never, since I've known you, I've never seen you read a book.
No, it's all audiobooks. And I mean I don't have time to consume that many audiobooks, but
like it's not like you don't read, because like I see you read these like tiny little letters from Reddit or whatever, like you're reading a lot, like it's not they're on pictures with those, but
I consume a lot of information, but I don't read a lot of books. I'm reading these comments, like I read what is if I get an email where it's like, like there might be like there's a company I like called Bottleneck Gallery and Vice Press, and they make these beautiful posters. Like I collect movie posters. So I'm always, whenever I get an email from them, I want to know what's going on. So, I mean, their emails aren't exactly like,
a book.
But, I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I've weaned back a little bit on Instagram just because I find myself in like a doom scroll and I don't have time for that. Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't think I can, I don't know. I still kind of have a problem with like reading a novel or like an entire book. I've listened to like a couple of entire audiobooks and just like it's not the same feeling.
Yeah, Joel Farrell. Hey, reading is not dead. I'm working on my PhD now and I have to read 4 books a week. LOL. Oof. Oof. But
like imagine like all the textbooks are on audio format.
Right. BD, 2 librarians can say it's not dead. My wife is a 60+ print book reader a year.
Ooh.
Yeah. Look,
sorry, BD. Like, it's not a
shot.
Yeah.
I love the library. In Montreal, especially, like that was the Montreal Central Library there was probably the place we hung out the most. But admittedly, it was mostly for movies and music.
No, but
I like the environment. I like going there. But yeah, it's just.
But it's also like, it's just for somebody like me. Like I wouldn't have read a single book this year if it wasn't for audiobooks.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't have time or like the commitment to sit down and read a book and just concentrate on that task.
Yeah.
So I think it just books can like stay relevant and really, booming because of audiobooks.
Yeah. Probably.
So,
I think people are consuming books more in a different way through audiobooks, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Devin Hurt, I'm an owner of a library card. I'm currently reading Ametora at a snail's pace, though. All right. Mm-hmm. There you have it. I mean, I like the library. I like magazines. I still, the books that we get are usually more like Ametora or like industry, things that are related to what we do, denim and knitwear and vintage clothes and things like that. But, yeah.
I do like the physical books, though. Like, I think
this is true.
I've never really gotten into Kindle or, like
I never had one of those.
Yeah, I would much rather have a real paper book instead of that. But, yeah. Especially, like, if you live in an area that you drive a lot, like, audiobook can just, you can go through them so easily.
I know that every now and then we do have book recommendations, so anyways, let's just, while we are talking about how reading is dead, let's recommend the latest book that we got.
Yeah.
Because we just got this. I don't know if I showed this off before. We got this a couple weeks ago. But Take Ivy, photos by T. Hayashida, and it's just photos.
This is like a legendary book about like, obviously the author is Japanese, and it came out in Japanese, but they also came out in English.
Yeah, but it's like all these Ivy League.
Yeah, so it's just like old school, like college, fashion. People just start like living their college life and what they wear.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. It's not like super curated in a way that like today's magazines are. That's what I love about this books. It's just like it's real. Yeah.
It's a snapshot into this time and this era, and the outfits. I mean, just look at these outfits. Like you're telling me the beauty is that like this guy's wearing dark raw jeans, a button down, a sports collar shirt. It looks like he's wearing, no, he's not wearing a tie, but he's smoking a cigarette as they did, as was popular at the time. Some loafers. That outfit stands the test of time. That's a forever outfit. You can wear that forever. And that's sort of the beauty of this book, is that everything you see in here can be applied today, and you would not stand out in the least, and you'll look great. You'll just look fantastic. And
these are not fashion people.
Yeah.
These are just like college people, just walking around and like their daily lives.
Isn't it amazing? I don't know. I feel like sometimes you look back at these photos and you see all these guys wearing suits, and it's like maybe they're all wearing suits because that's all that there was. But when I look at some of these photos, I feel like we gave up something. Something went wrong somewhere where.
But these are not
we
dressed
wear.
Up people.
No, I know, but like this is what a casual outfit to going to college looked like, and like I guess it might be fun to wear your pajamas to school, but there's something about the nobility of wearing in my opinion, a simple outfit, but looking fantastic.
And also, college people back then looked so much older than college people today.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, looking at people in old photos, they look old when they're young, and like these are 20-something-year-old people.
Yeah, they're basically half our age,
and they look our age, because I think now, especially now, I'm looking back at these types of outfits and thinking like that's how I want to dress, and it's a lot more, collared shirts and t-shirts and dark blue jeans has kind of always been it, but I'm really not trying to be as trendy as I once was as a young person, and just great looking, good style.
Devin says that Take Ivy book made me want to buy a pair of Bermuda shorts in plaid, and it's surprising. Like I think that was maybe the like trendy things back then to wear plaid shorts. Like there's a lot of plaid, like a lot more plaid shorts in this book than you would imagine.
Uncanny Fox, seeing college kids not wearing Crocs and sweatpants to school is nice. Yeah. It's nice.
They did not wear sweatpants for sure.
Unless
it's
you were a track, right?
Event. Yeah, but so many plaid shorts.
Yeah, the plaid shorts is...
Like you don't see that at all anymore.
No, not anymore.
It's weird. But yeah, it's great. And I got this, like these were so, like had like a very premium prices these days. But then I found like it cheaper brand new than like a premium price for the old books.
Right. Yeah, if you can find this book, it's definitely something you want to own if you're into raw denim and classic style like this. So consider.
There's not much denim in this though.
It's not much, but more. I think.
Yeah, the vibe is
there.
The
vibe is there for sure. Okay, Matthew Jennings, were the linen products successful in terms of sales that you thought you would do them again? Yeah, I think we'll do linen products again. There's nothing. There was nothing. I would say that they performed well. Yeah, they performed
Linen's
very
just
well.
Being really, really popular just in general in the world, like.
Yeah. The only thing is that sometimes I don't want to spam things out too much. Like if something works, like we do it.
Yeah.
And then we keep doing it, and then, it has kind of run its course. But sometimes I feel like you do it, and then you let a little bit of time go, and then you do it again.
Yeah.
Just so that we're not constantly bombarding you with, the exact,
sameness.
this sameness. That's it. Alejandro, I love the Popeye magazines from Japan. Yeah, Popeye magazines are...
We probably have most of Popeye magazine than anything else.
Of any other magazine. The one magazine I had for a long time was Monocle magazine. I was really into that, and for a while I had a almost complete collection. I would say up until like 4 years ago, I was only missing like a couple of the early ones.
Days
but even then I had like issue 3 and like I had most of them. They come out with like these great it went from like nobody reads to like, oh, here's some great book recommendations. I'll pull out a couple.
More book recommendations. But yeah, like we love like, but these magazines are becoming like way too expensive. It used to be like, maybe just above $5-6. Like I remember like when we moved here, all the magazines were like $8 800 yen or whatever. Nowadays, I see most of them are like over 1,000 yen. So the times have changed. I think the readership has changed too.
Yeah. So Monocle is a magazine from London, and it's like a business, lifestyle, travel, magazine, and they feature a lot of great, just things that I think a lot of, the viewers here would probably enjoy. Look it up, Monocle magazine, but they do these great compilation books, and like once they started doing the compilation books is when I'm like,
I don't need
to keep all
anymore.
the magazines, and the photography is great. Naked and Famous has been featured in an issue before. I forget which issue exactly, but I have it still. But they'll go to hotels, they'll do restaurants, just all over the world.
They do like people,
factories.
Yeah.
So they do these great compilations, and I've been, just very, very great photography, and they talk about the hotels and places that they go. So
they have great illustrations and stuff too. They're maybe less so in the books, but like in the magazines, they have those like drawings that are really nice.
So if you come across one of these in a bookstore, I would recommend it. This is the Guide to Better Living. This one is the Guide to Cozy Homes. They have another one that's like a business one. Yeah. They have like city guides. So they do a lot of great stuff. The magazines are a great pickup, don't get me wrong. But once you have like 200 of them, maybe not quite. There was like 150 of them or something that we had. And they're really thick. They weigh a lot. They take up a lot of room.
Yeah, and it's also like takes a lot to like find what you want to see, whereas like the books are more, obviously more directed, curated. So it's easier to pull out the information. Like we just don't ever go back to like, oh, what was that article? And you just go into the old issues of Monocle because it just takes so much time to find whatever you needed to find. So that's kind of a shame. And we started to like get rid of a lot of the Monocle magazines to make room for more magazines that are, a little bit more, I don't know, pictures.
Yeah, like it's a chunky magazine. And back then, I don't know, this is a 2014 issue. How much was this? $14 Canadian. And I feel like
very expensive for a magazine.
But you did get a lot, and oftentimes you get like these mini magazines on the inside, and the photography is always great. The photography is really top notch. Beautiful photography. But a great magazine overall. Check it out. I'm sure you can. Oh, hey, look, it's Okura.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really beautiful hotel here in Tokyo, and they did a great spread here on that. Paul Smith recently redesigned it, but it looks practically the same as it does in this photo. But this is one of the most beautiful hotels in Tokyo. Yeah. But yeah, check it out. So there you go. Some reading for those people who will still read. They also have a podcast.
Do they?
Yeah, they have a whole thing. I used to listen to the podcast a lot.
What did they talk about?
Just
life
in general. Yeah, it was Tyler Brule, I think, is the he's the founder, and he would be part of the podcast. And it was just like what's going on this week, what's important in the world, restaurants. It's kind of like, a 1 hour version of the magazine. So there you have it. Okay. Biggity bam. Oliver, I feel like there is so much content to consume just in your house.
There's so much. If you get stranded in a home for
years, you will not be bored.
Yeah.
There's everything. There's all the movies. There's all the music. There's all the games. There is a lot of books, a lot of magazines.
Some books, yeah. Some like books, and a lot of magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got tons of clothing.
But this is what it takes to I don't know. This is what keeps the creativity flowing. Is that I feel like you have to consume a lot, because the more you consume, the more you can piece ideas together, and sometimes you'll get an inspiration off of just.
Yeah. Because you can't like always remember what like your ideas are. Also, like when sometimes like you look at some things that triggers like, oh, this is like what I wanted to do. Like, I don't know. You keep.
You got to keep your brain flowing.
Yeah.
That's it. Dawn Chaco, the Kikko fabric is so special. Please run it and all the possible color configurations, please. You got it, Dawn. We will bring that one back. You will see more iterations of that for sure. Any plan on a rerun Sakura stretch selvage? No plans at the moment. I had an idea the other day for Sakura denim that now it eludes me. But yeah, there will be more Sakura options, I promise you.
Yes.
I had an idea and now I totally forget what it was.
Yes.
It'll come back to me and I'm going to write it down.
I remember that moment.
Okay. But yeah, this is also why we have these live streams. Help us remember and come up with good ideas along with you guys. C. Sanchez, is a green cast natural indigo possible or a natural indigo dirty fade? Green cast natural indigo is certainly possible. Mm-hmm. I mean, green cast
natural
anything.
Indigo selvage it has a greenish hue to it too. It's not green cast,
green, but yeah.
Yeah, green cast is just adding a little bit of a yellow at the end. So.
Pedro writes, pajamas to school, never. Pajamas anywhere outside your home, put that person in a straight jacket. You were telling me one of your first experiences in North American school.
Mm-hmm. I lived off campus and but close enough so that there's bus that goes around from my school to just pick up neighborhood kids, I guess. And I got on the shuttle bus and there's just half the girls in there was just literally pajama pants and a t-shirt. And I was like, what is going on here? Did you just literally roll out of bed? But with full makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
Or did you change out of whatever you were wearing into pajama pants to go to classes? That blew my mind.
Bizarre.
That is still bizarre to me.
Yeah. Yeah. But we were, I don't know how we lost.
But that was the a trendy thing also. That was when Pink by Victoria's Secret was really big and everybody was wearing just pajama pants as a fashion item.
Right.
And Uggs.
Uggs.
Yeah. Pajama pants and Uggs.
Pajama pants and Uggs were a fashion statement.
Mm-hmm,
That's true. Okay. Philip Edgezak writes, what is your least favorite color to contrast with indigo? Either weft color or t-shirt?
Interesting question.
That's a tough question. What doesn't, indigo, we've never done a yellow weft. I don't think that is
but
for any reason.
Pagoda dye. It's kind of yellow.
That looks nice. I guess it just depends on the shade.
Yeah.
I would say that personally, maybe neon kind of colors just don't really do it for me.
Mm-hmm. But cell selvage was
that looked nice.
Neon green, and that was fine. I don't know.
Fuchsia? I don't know. That's a tough question.
We never done purplish pink, a vivid pink, fuchsia pink.
I feel did we do that for Holt Renfrew before?
Weft?
I feel like we might have done a magenta weft denim.
Really?
Or it might have been just magenta selvage. There was a Holt Renfrew jean that we did back in the day, and I don't remember exactly what it was. Let me see if I can look it up on the You Googly Eyes-er. Okay, Holt Renfrew Naked and Famous Denim.
I feel like you're gonna get so many different things.
Yeah, let's see. It's I'm looking. I don't see anything. Someone's gonna Google it and find it, but there was a Naked and Famous Denim Holt Renfrew exclusive jean, and I just don't remember if it was just a magenta selvage ID or if we did full-on magenta colored weft. And if we did magenta colored weft, I'd say that might not have been the nicest one ever.
But I don't know.
The whole Renfrew magenta is not nice. I don't know. It's a very specific color. I don't know. Yeah.
We also have never really done like chocolate brown. Like we've done brown,
this color. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I would hate it if it was a weft. I mean, kind of girly maybe, but.
I remember. I don't know if I ever told you this. Mentioned this story on air before, but this was not the Holt Renfrew color like always. And I was working here when they made that change, and the colors were like gray and gold, and like the bags weren't exactly like the nicest bags. They were like kind of a thin paper bag that was like yellowish, and then it had like gray for the text. And it was like a very regal, like serif font. And then they changed it to this. And like, because we were in menswear, we were like, what are you doing? Like, you can't, like men are not going to shop here anymore. Like, they're going to go and shop somewhere. They don't want to carry that bag.
It just kind of sends out a message that like we're focusing on women's wear.
It really felt that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember in men's we were like, this is not going to be good for us. Anyways, it ended up like, I don't think it ended up being an issue at all. But anyways, I feel like when you went from like the regal kind of branding to like this poppy branding, people, I don't know. It was a little divisive at the time for us. So yeah. Okay. Leonardo Roca writes, is a brown fox selvage in MIJ something you guys would consider? Perhaps.
Oh, are we doing that in MIJ?
Well, we're doing a brown fox. We're doing another fox fiber.
Brown fox weft.
Yeah. So we're working on a new one.
Yeah.
Would we do it in MIJ?
Maybe.
But we are doing more fox fiber.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we show off that fabric?
I don't think we have.
Should we?
Wait, if we get to... we have 92 viewers here. I don't know how many of you have liked this live stream yet. But hit the like button right now. If we get up to 100 in the next 20 minutes, we're going to show off that fabric. Okay? So you hit that like button now. Smash it. Tell a friend. Go onto your secret account. Click the like button. Let's get it up. We got to get to 100 in the next before the live stream ends, and then we're gonna do it.
Don't have much time.
All right.
That went up by like a 10.
All right, we're getting there. So you might as well prepare the fabric because I think we're gonna get there. So everybody hit that like button, and then we're gonna show off the new Fox Fiber Weft denim that we're working on. Okay, White Lightning, aka Aqua, the Joker purple is pretty sweet. Yeah, the Joker was great. So maybe I'm not right about. I can't think of a color that would not pair well.
Yeah, because I mean, Giorno
looks fantastic.
Pinkish, purple. It's still purple, but you know,
right?
It looks great.
Yeah, it does. It does, and like the Sakura wefts have always done well, and they look great. Like there really hasn't been something that didn't turn out well. So
and we have done most color groups at least.
Yeah,
we didn't. We don't do much orange.
Right. We haven't done much.
Goku.
Goku was orange, and that looked great. And that looked good. Okay. How about MIJ Western shirts? Joel Esposito writes. That is something to consider maybe down the line. I wouldn't mind. Or like doing some kind of snap button shirt.
Or Canadian Western shirt. We've never also made that.
Yeah.
So maybe Western shirt makes sense from Canada.
Right. That's true. 799 writes 2 more likes. Yeah, we're almost there. 2 more likes. Everybody hit that. If you haven't hit the like button, you're who's holding us back from this. So you might as well do it. One more to go. what's the weight of the other purple weft denim? So the Elvira is 16 ounce, and then the Giorno is at 12 and a half ounce. So yeah. Okay. Pedro writes, is that white jacket behind Risa from a future line? That is the undyed Frankenstein denim from spring summer 24. So that is
it is future.
Yeah. It is the new Frankenstein ecru denim.
It's probably going to be very hard to show off that Frankenstein.
All right, we just hit 100 likes. We just did it.
All right. 104.
104, right, we're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little overexposed here, but it is the new Frankenstein, alternating to a left-hand twill, right-hand twill, big slub yarn.
Yeah, I wonder if you can see this.
The stripe, maybe a little bit. Let's see if I can adjust the lighting in here a bit.
Yeah,
a little tough to see.
There's a line. There's a line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, you probably have to see it in a better video.
Yeah.
But it is a pretty cool jacket.
Coming soon. Okay.
All right. So brown.
We did it, everybody. Yes. We did it. We hit 100 plus likes right now. I'm just adjusting the blinds a little bit to get that color. So we've got a new Fox Fiber color denim coming soon. So this is planned for fall winter 24. So this is a super sneak peek. This is just the first cutting of the fabric. So dark indigo on the outside.
It's very warm and kind of filled. Like you don't see a lot of white up here. And then on the left,
nice Fox Fiber interior.
Yeah, it's like, it is very nice, and it's still not a dark brown, so it still gives you like the white weft kind of look, but it's just like warmer. Mm-hmm. And
the selvage ID will change from production.
It's gonna be different, but you can see it is, I think, 15 ounce, 14 and a half. We got a new subscriber.
Oh, Lewis Corrigan, welcome to the family. Thanks for subscribing to the channel.
Yeah, so it's, I think it might be slightly under 15.
Yeah. We'll double check.
Yeah.
But this is it. This is the new one. We've got...
like the previous brown fox.
Yeah.
Selvage.
Yes.
What we call it. It was a lighter weight. It was 11 ounce or something like that. So it's a heavier version of a similar idea. For those of you who don't know, the fox fiber that we use here on the weft is naturally colored brown cotton. Yeah. So it's not dyed brown.
It's grown brown.
Yeah. Oh, the color is hard to see.
It might be hard to see. But it is grown brown. It is grown in America, organically grown. Mm-hmm. And the beauty is, of course, that because it is already colored, you do not have to dye this at all. Mm-hmm. It is a selectively grown cotton that was breeded over very, very many years by our good friend Sally Fox, who developed this cotton herself. And yeah, we're very happy to use this. This was once in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a bit of a wave in America to try and, expand on this cotton. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of American companies adopted it for a while and then basically all abandoned it, which, at one point there were many farms in America growing this cotton, and it seemed like it was, it was on the track to be sort of a part of a new normal of use. And then all of a sudden, cheaper alternatives, and not even alternatives, it's just, cheaper cottons hit the market, and it kind of decimated this business in America. And currently, only in Japan all of the cotton is bought by a Japanese company that produces it and spins the yarns here in Japan.
Yeah, in the commercial scale. Yeah. And like one thing that I learned that I didn't know before was that, so back then when this was, like really growing, taking off, it was like sometimes because all the like dyeing and everything was done you know, where they made stuff. So like if they were doing it in America, like sometimes brown fox fiber was cheaper than having a white cotton and dyeing it like brown. Another color or brown. Yeah. So it was just like a really good option for a lot of big companies, and you know that's what kind of made them, you know, extra appealing. Yeah. But I guess they lost the edge when, you know, they started dyeing things overseas.
Yeah. And so when that happened, basically they stopped promoting this idea that this is a better cotton, because they're like, well, how can we promote this as a better product? And then also, like, we can't have this because we're telling everybody how good it is.
Right.
And then they were starting to import stuff from overseas, and it was cheaper. And
and
they didn't want to have that story going on, like, well, here's the better thing, but here, now we're importing all this other stuff, so it's worse. So it's like, we can't tell people that we've got the better thing over here, and that we have it in our lines, and then also make cheaper products elsewhere that look the same. So
the narrative is really controlled. Yeah. But just to add to that, like, so not just the dyeing was cheaper overseas, it's the reason that dyeing itself is not that expensive. The reason why dyeing in America was so much more costly was just the taking care of afterwards. Like the dyeing itself, like you can do it for like say like $1 for, you know, whatever unit that you're thinking of, and like taking care of the aftermath, like, you know, getting rid of like the dirty water and like chemicals and all that stuff would cost like $2 to $3 as opposed to $1 for dyeing. So like it adds like so much more cost. Like the cost now is, you know, a triple or quadruple because of that. Whereas like overseas, dyeing costs might be the same, but they don't care what they do with it afterwards. The chemicals and stuff like that. So, like, if you're dyeing in you know, countries that doesn't have a lot of regulations, you don't have to worry about that. You only have to worry about that dollar, and the shipping would, you know, would add cost, but it's not to the extent that
it wasn't cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was a bit of a big shift from American cotton and things going in the States, organic cottons, to making things overseas cheaper. And so they did not want to have this narrative that you can have all this great stuff made here when they were also trying to sell you lower priced imported items. So
I just wanted to clarify that part, because we still dye things and, you know, we do all these other colors, but we're doing it in a Japan. Country where there is a regulation. So like, don't worry about like, you know, like just crazy like you know, like environmental problems that dyeing is causing. It's not like coming from
the mills here have labs in them, which is like full-time staff. Their entire job is just to make sure that the water that they put back into the environment is cleaner than the water that they took in from the environment.
Yeah, and then I've been to like a few of these mills, and they all have like either a turtle or like a fish or, you know, things like that lives inside the water that you're putting out, just to like, you know, like obviously like they take, you know, the labs and they study it and they're chemically stable. Okay, great. But like they also want to make sure that you get the idea right away by having like this goldfish has been living in this water that we, you know, put it out in the world for like, you know, 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So
like when it dies, it will be of natural causes.
Yeah.
It will not be from any kind of pollutant. Like, it is amazing. Like, you're in a science lab and it's full of people. Like, it's a full-time staff of people just monitoring
the water
quality.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get that in other places. Other places are like, oh, the river's over there. Like, just, we have a guy who drives, the truck to the river. Yeah. Or our factory's on the river and we just dump it in.
Yeah. Like, we have a pipe that just goes straight into the...
That is not, absolutely not what goes down here in Japan. The water is cleaner than what they take in. And they certainly pride themselves on that. Mm-hmm. So
So don't worry about anything other than
That is what you pay. Like, Japanese quality isn't just about how they dye the yarn or how they weave the fabric. That's all fantastic. But it's also on the back end of everything too, and how they take care of everything and how they clean the yarns and finish the yarns and respect the environment here that makes the product what it is. It's why it's more expensive, and you are getting again, the average consumer, like a lot of this, they don't know, they don't care. Like it doesn't. Jeans are jeans. Oh, these are $25. These are $40. Like, when we're pricing fabrics out. Sometimes we're pricing out fabrics and it's like the cost per meter of this fabric costs less. Sometimes, we're doing knit fabrics. I'm like, our cost per meter on some of these fabrics is more expensive by a lot than buying like a 5-pack of t-shirts at the store.
Finished t-shirts.
Packaged, shipped.
Yeah.
I'm like, the 1 meter bit of this fabric. I'm like, so what do you think goes into making that? Right?
Yeah, it's something that we really don't talk about so much, that fast fashion and how bad it is and all that stuff. Like, I think general public have the idea of how impactful fashion industry on the environment can be, but you really don't think about how exactly it's affecting it. And it's like when you start thinking about it, that's when you really because people are like, oh, made in Japan, it's high quality, but you don't know why it's high quality,
right.
What makes it best.
That's true.
Yeah.
But also a lot of people focus on the after parts of the fast fashion. Oh, it ends up in the landfills.
Right.
I'm like, yes, it does. To be fair, cotton does biodegrade. Cotton, if there's a lot of synthetic fibers, it'll take a lot longer to biodegrade. But the cotton part of it will. If you bury a t-shirt in your backyard, it will disappear in not that long a time. It will just disintegrate. Even if you have it in the sun for long enough, it'll simply disintegrate. But how did we get to dyeing and finishing and doing all these processes on the cotton on the front end? A lot of people don't consider that as well. So there is a price that you pay for. You are paying a premium on our products, no question about it. And we're not the. I know maybe we could be, but we're not really the raw, environmental this and that brand. Part of the reason that I don't do that is because everybody does it now. Everyone's been doing it for a long time, and 90% of it is BS.
Yeah.
Not most of it is absolute garbage.
It's very point driven. I can say this is made from organic cotton, so everything else doesn't matter. And
there's no checks. To some degree, there are no checks. Sometimes I work with retailers. I saw a podcast the other day, and somebody's like, "Yeah, they're saying I hate when people say, oh, I don't want to name names." I'm like, "Name names." I'm like, sometimes I feel like I should name names, but I don't want to. Maybe not on a Naked and Famous.
Don't single it out because everybody does.
Everyone.
It,
to be fair, that's true. Yeah, everybody does it. But they'll send you fill out this document. And just to make sure that we're it's you don't use child labor, check. Your everything is environmentally sound, and it's check. Right. You hire at least there's a woman in your business. I'm like,
duh.
Yeah, check. The other day, I had a retailer send me a thing where it was we're having this initiative to make sure that women are represented in your companies. Can you fill this out to certify that you have women in these positions? And I'm like, yeah, these are all can you certify? It was a form to certify that you have a woman in the fashion, it was do you have a woman who's working in basically any and every position, right? It was such a generic thing to say. I'm like, yeah, everybody is gonna say this, and then they're gonna be like, we support women businesses. I'm like, yeah, well, of course. I mean, if you put it in these terms, then absolutely.
But it also discriminates against two-man brand. It's just an independent brand who don't have any employees. Everything else is third party, out, and it's just two guys. Like, can you actually say that these people are against women? Like, no, it's just two people.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. But like, it was also like they sent this document, and all I had to do was like check mark a few things and then send it back to them. I'm like, oh, that's your certification process. Like, I'm like, anybody can sign any of this, and they don't check, and they're just like, look, we're just sending it out so that you say that you did the thing, and then we can say that we did the thing, and then when we put it on our website to say that, oh, this brand is women empowered, that, we can now market off of that. I'm like, it's just, to me, it's all dirty. I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you face to face right here, like, what's going on, and we can tell you about the processes. We can tell you what we see in person.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But like, I don't want to be like, hey guys, we're, we're the fast fashion, environmental friendly brands.
That's
like
the
fast fashion brands are already doing that. Like, I'm just gonna end up looking like them.
Yeah. It's one more thing, quickly, from like what we learned from Sally, was that like. So, like, organic cotton, like, the regulations were, like, kind of, like, in America, it was very strict, but, like, cotton from other countries was kind of, like, really messy. But then, like, they started really, like, kind of being strict, because people were calling out, like, that's
not
BS
organic.
that it's organic. Like, you were just saying that. And, so now, like, they changed the narrative to, like, use words like regenerative cotton.
Yeah.
And so that sounds great, like, it's regenerative, but, like, I mean, that just means that you can use the same, like, land to grow. Like, but cottons are, like that. Like, it's not, certain plants you can't, like, use the same patch of land repeatedly, but cotton's fine.
Expect to see the terms change. I saw one the other day where it was like plant-based jeans. And I'm like, yeah, cotton is plant-based. Yes. Like,
but when we had the conversation, we're like, our milk gene is not fully
it's not fully plant-based. That's true.
Vegans cannot be okay
I guess.
That. But jokes aside, like, it's just it's those words, and it's getting dumber and dumber.
They're getting dumber. And they're gonna do it, and they're gonna keep doing it, and they're gonna make you believe. Not you. You guys are smart. This is a smart group of people. But for every smart person there is a lot of people who are, I'm not going to call them, they're not dumb, they're ignorant, right? Mm-hmm. And ignorant is not the same as being dumb. Ignorant is just simply, I'm not aware. I don't know, right? Yeah. So that's not a disparaging term. I'm not using it in a disparaging way. I'm just saying the average person doesn't know everything about everything.
Yeah.
Right?
There's no enough time in the world to know everything.
And these companies are so big and they have so much power that they can just bombard you. And they're, of course, you think, it's not just one company. A lot of big companies are conglomerates of bigger companies. There's these big companies that overarch and see all these other things and say, well, this is going to be our new messaging going forward through all this. And so everybody at the same time is going to start changing the words. They're going to start changing the language on you. Yeah. And they're going to make you think that the thing that you're consuming right now is as, clean as clean can be in terms of its production process, when in fact it is not as clean as it might not be the worst. To be fair, it's probably not the worst, but it's not as shiny as they would like.
Yeah, you point out one spot that you can be proud of that you cleaned up.
Yeah.
And it's like, here, this is our product. It's as clean as this one. But like, you don't care about the rest of the area that you didn't clean up.
Yeah.
So it's very it's not so ethical, I think, sometimes.
Yeah. Topher Cobra writes, you should add gluten-free to your pocket flashers. We did that once. Yeah. And it caused a little bit of confusion. I'm not making fun of this person. I'm a little poking fun at this person. But we did get one email from a concerned parent who was... So we made a jean called like the vegan denim. It was like an organic denim, vegan leather. And then we just thought it was funny because everything was so gluten-free at the time. We're like, let's just throw gluten-free on the pocket flash because everything was funny. So we got an email of someone, like a panicked parent who was like, I cannot believe I've been poisoning my child with other jeans before they have this condition, blah, blah, blah. Can't consume gluten. I'm so happy to have these jeans that are gluten-free and, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even know that I needed to worry about that. And it's like, no, you don't.
You still don't. It's a joke. Don't eat the jeans. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine.
To be fair, I think all jeans are gluten-free, so you can eat them even though...
It's just that the denim is hard to digest. Right, it's probably going to mess you up.
It's probably not going to be good for your stomach.
Just pro tip from someone who's been in the jeans business for as long as I have been, don't eat your jeans. You're going to have a bad time. It's bad for your diet. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But something tells me that trying to eat denim... It's just going to do a terrible thing for your digestive system.
Yeah. It's not for food consumption. No. It's got starch and dyes that you probably don't want to...
You don't even want to make a tea out of it. I don't think it'll make a good tea. You know, boiling your jeans, drinking that. Don't do it. Don't consume your jeans in any way, shape, or form. Highly not recommended. Green tea Kit Kat. My dog eats socks, though. He is fine. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm sure he survives. It cannot be good for him. But yeah. Junior, not even the buttons? Nope. Avoid the buttons.
Buttons are probably the worst part about jeans.
Yeah.
Eating jeans.
So there's a little bit of a life lesson for you guys today. Don't eat your jeans. Don't consume them. Just wear them. Consume them via wearing them. Don't consume them via your mouth. Not recommended.
Coconut buttons.
Mm-hmm. Crunchy and delicious. No, it's like eating the shell of a coconut.
Not even like the real shell of a coconut would you eat. So why would you eat coconut buttons?
Okay. Pedro writes, refresh my memory, B, is the Spidersilk fabric still in the works, or was that not possible? It's
not realistic.
It's not realistic, right? Not possible is not the right word. It is technically doable, but it is not realistically doable. The people who make the yarn, I don't think they even make it anymore. Like the technology is there, but like nobody is doing it, and very costly. Not in like a commercial way.
It is a cool idea, though.
The second it is feasible, like doable, you believe me, it will be done. Okay. BD, say any new jeans out today? Oh yeah, good point, producer. The Elephant 12. Yes. I think we're at the very start of the stream. We're gonna close on the Elephant 12 because this is This is of high importance news as a release, as a product release. So the Elephant 12, let's just bring over the browser window here. The Elephant 12 Broken Twill Big Slub Selvage, available now at Tate and Yoko, Naked Famous Denim NYC. Although NYC, they're supposed to get their Weird Guy delivery today. So it probably wasn't there this morning, but it'll be there either today or by the weekend. Available now. True Guy is coming in later. So we'll keep you posted on the announcement on the True Guy. But for now, Super Guy, Weird Guy, Easy Guy, denim jacket, and for the first time, a ladies fit. So we've got the classic fit available here in a heavyweight 20-ounce denim. It's our first elephant denim for the ladies. You can get them now. And beautiful fabric, big slub, broken twill, low tension weave. It's a lot of things all in one denim. It's a very rare fabric also. Right. This combination of details, I don't think has ever been done. It may have been done. I don't think it's ever been done. So if you're looking for a great elephant denim, if you're looking for something particularly rare in terms of fabrication, this is a great option for you. You can see just how, I use the word jiggity, jaggedy.
NYC has the Weird Guy.
Oh, the Weird Guys are here. Okay, so the NYC, Naked Famous Denim New York, the Weird Guy has arrived. But yeah, a beautiful fabric. If you've been looking for a heavyweight denim, this is a great option for you. We do have the King of Slub 2 coming out this season as well. So we've got another super heavyweight option.
Yeah, that's 23?
23 ounce. Yeah.
Something like that.
And then the Jotaro is another heavyweight 20 ounce all black. It's basically it is the Elephant 7 back, but with a gold selvage ID, with the JoJo details on there as well.
Many many heavyweights.
Many heavyweight options for you. And then next week, we've got the Sumi Ink coated denim. So next Friday is the Sumi Ink coated denim. Let's check out the fall winter 2023 collection. The Sumi Ink, this guy right here. You're gonna want this one. Indigo with a black Japanese ink coating on top. It looks black. It looks like a solid black denim because the coating has filled in each and every crevice of this denim. Like, you know, usually you'd see through the twill lines the white, you know, from the weft. And this is actually a white wefted denim, as you can see here. But it's that ink coating that, you know, seeps all the way through. And then as this denim fades, it will fade to indigo blue. And then that indigo blue will fade to like a classic white. So it's a rope-dyed indigo denim coated with the Japanese calligraphy ink. Makes one hell of a fading denim.
Yeah, such a cool fading.
If you're not sure what color you want, black or blue, now you don't have to pick. You got them both all in one jean here. Sumi Ink coated denim coming out next Friday.
Yeah.
Elephant 12 today. Next Friday, you've got the Sumi Ink coated on
and
the
you
15th.
get to see like the faded pair that Bahzad himself faded of the previous release of Sumi Ink coated.
You know what? Let's close out with a teaser of that because we got some of it. And I'd like to show that off because I think this is just a beautiful, 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 a lot of beautiful denim. We'll hit you with the hit you with a teaser of that. So this is it. Is it gonna? There we go. And then we'll get a close up. That's a nice close up. And one more for good measure. No, that's a better close up. Mm-hmm. Let's cancel that one, and then here you go. So these are my Sumi Inks that I faded. We'll start off over here. So that's overall. So it started with that like all black look, and you can see how it has transformed quite beautifully. You can get up close here and see it here as well. Still little remnants of the black here and there. This is, I don't remember how long and how many washes. It was a long time ago. But it saw quite a significant amount of wear, as you can see here. And as you get close to the fabric, you can see in between those twill lines that Sumi Ink has remained. It's really hard to fade the Sumi Ink out of the twill lines. It makes for one interesting, you know, contrast as that blue shows through on the warp side, but you have the black in between the twill lines. You've got the white. You've got it fading to white through the rope dyed part of it as well. Let's get another close look at that. Look at that. Really neat, huh? All that ink is just drenched into that fabric. And then here's some knee fades for you here as well. So this is coming soon. If you're interested in, like, you know, color core or color core fabrics, this is another way to fit your jeans, you know, that is a little bit different from the traditional methods, but constructed differently. So that's it, everybody. That is it for the live stream today. No snack time because we didn't leave the house this week. So we were not able to find something for you, but a couple of previews there for you. Jonathan writes, does the Sumi Ink transfer easily to other clothes and furniture? You bet it does. You bet it does. I would avoid anything. A white t-shirt's fine because it's going to wash off. If you have white leather couch or car seats or something.
Mm-hmm. I think because like clothing, it's only going to transfer into the inside unless you tuck your shirt in. But like, you know, bags or like couch, something you sit on, like those are things that you
or things that you don't wash regularly. Like the reality is, like, if whatever, it's just like with a pair of dark indigo jeans. That color transfer is such a light amount of transfer that when it goes onto your other piece of clothes, it's not really dyeing it. It's just kind of on the surface. So when you wash it, it comes right out.
Right.
But like when you know, if you've ever worn a pair of like raw jeans with, you know, a canvas sneaker for a long time, because you don't wash your sneakers all the time, that indigo keeps rubbing in, and it really starts to work its way into the yarn. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's a little bit harder to get off, or like a bag, like you said. Devin Hurt, no leftover steak for snack time. No leftover steak. I posted on my IG. We had some A5 Wagyu We got a little bit of it, so that was very nice. We got to enjoy that this week. Luckily, it came to us in the mail, and we didn't even have to go outside to get it. So that's it, everybody. Pedro, I heard Risa say "wrap it up" so many times in the videos. I only hear that in her voice now. You want to wrap it up?
Wrap it up.
All right, we're wrapping it up, everybody. It's been a great time hanging out with you. Have yourselves a merry little weekend. Do something nice for yourselves. Do something nice for somebody else. And we'll see you guys next week right here, 7 p.m. Eastern. Naked and Famous Denim live stream. If you haven't watched the Tate and Yoko this week at Tate and Yoko, go check out that video. We just posted it the other day. Get yourselves a pair of Elephant 12s if you want, if you like them. And we'll see you guys next week. All right. Bye everyone.